Fox News alert as the Pentagon confirms now that Iran fired on an unarmed U.S. Predator drone that was flying in international airspace back on November 1st. That was last Thursday. No reaction from the White House so far, but the Pentagon says that drone was simply carrying out routine surveillance when it came under attack. National security correspondent Jennifer Griffin live with the breaking news at the Pentagon. Jennifer?
Megan, they said it was routine surveillance, but it was also a classified mission, according to George Little just moments ago. Now, the drone, that MQ-1 drone, was in international airspace when it was fired on by two Iranian Su-25 Frogfoot aircraft. They fired 2 times at the U.S. Predator drone. It was an unarmed, unmanned drone. It was November 1st at about 4:50 a.m. in the morning Eastern Time. It was flying about 16 nautical miles off the coast of Iran in international waters. That's between Iran and Kuwait over the Arabian Sea. This was, the drone was carrying out a routine surveillance mission of maritime straits, according to Pentagon spokesman George Little.
An unarmed, unmanned MQ-1 U.S. military aircraft conducting routine surveillance over the Arabian Gulf was intercepted by Iranian Su-25 Frogfoot aircraft and was fired upon with guns. The incident occurred over international waters, approximately 16 nautical miles off the Iranian coastline. The MQ-1 was not hit and returned to its base safely.
The Pentagon says that it did not release information about this drone and the Iranians firing on the drone. It's the first time ever that a U.S. drone has been fired on by Iranian fighter jets. They say they didn't release information on it last week in the days before the election because it was on, quote, a classified mission. The U.S. government has protested to Iran through the State Department and the Swiss delegation that represents the U.S. inside Tehran. Megan?
Jennifer, what, the classified mission is now over? I mean, why? It's only a week later.
No, the reason that this came out is because of news reports. The reason that they did not talk about this or reveal information on it last week is that the drone reportedly was flying on a classified mission. The Pentagon claims that the U.S. drone did not cross into Iranian airspace, but it was on a classified mission, Megan.
Jennifer, if you wouldn't mind sticking around for us, because in about 5 minutes, we got Ambassador Bolton to come back. He was here with us last hour. He's going to come back. He's on his way back to the studios. We want to talk to him about this. We may have some more questions that we can ask you since you've got the news. I appreciate it. Fox News alert as we get more on this information that an unmanned U.S. Predator drone was shot at by Iranians, was not hit. But the incident happened on November 1st, and we are just now learning of it. I want to start with you again, Jennifer. We protested the incident. What does that mean?
Well, that means that the State Department, through the Swiss delegation that represents the U.S. in Tehran, because as you know, the U.S. doesn't have an embassy in Iran, hasn't had one since 1979, and the Swiss represent the U.S. there. So the State Department protested, saying that this drone was flying in international waters when the two Su-25 fighter jets fired at it.
Is that
Megan?
What we are supposed to do, Ambassador?
Right. So the Swiss are our protecting power in Tehran. I'm sure it was a very stiff note by the State Department. You know, look, this is, if you don't like this kind of behavior from Iran now, assuming our drone was in international airspace, just imagine what it's going to be like when Iran gets nuclear weapons.
What do you make of it, Ambassador? Are they just trying to be provocative with this?
Well, I think they're trying to show that they're ready. They obviously don't like this surveillance. I think they are worried more about Israel taking military action, preemptive military action against their nuclear program, and they'd love to bring down another American drone. It would be a propaganda coup for them if they could. It also has the side benefit of increasing tensions in the Persian Gulf. I bet the oil traders are now out bidding up the price of petroleum on the international market. That's another plus for Iran as well.
Jennifer, the distinction here, as I understand it, between that other drone and this one is was definitely in international airspace versus in Iranian airspace?
That's certainly what the Pentagon says. The previous one, the RQ-170 Sentinel that went down in December of 2011, that went down over Iranian airspace, and it was, we eventually learned from U.S. officials, it was monitoring Iran's nuclear sites.
So this is a more significant attempt because you're allowed to be, I guess, in the international airspace, right? All right. All right.
That's true.
Thank you both. Jennifer, Ambassador, all the best. We appreciate you being here.